past. I'm sick of feeling like I just keep chasing, but that'll never be that fast. Just leave me alone, I'll do it.
Sup, this is Kevin Carnage, and I'm back with another What If. Mm-hmm. But before, we have to give respect where respect is due. This idea was given to me by Six Mysta, and he told me I could do as I please. So, without further ado, wait, link, check the link in the description. Also, check out all his editors, me included. And for some reason, my mind is telling me to mention Zeus, Kid Zeus to be precise, of Kid Zeus Studios. His link would also be in the description. They all make wonderful and amazing what ifs. And I urge you, I urge you to go check them out after you finish this video. But anyway, before my cats start meowing and my dogs start licking my toe and I laugh uncontrollably, let's get into this what if. This is what if Deku was the Blue Lantern. As I said in the beginning, this idea was bequeathed to me by Six Mysta. So let's have some fun with it. So we start off with a young Izuku Midoriya who just came from the quirk doctor with relatively bad news. Yes, I'm actually putting a lot of emphasis on shit. Anyway, rather than being depressed like in canon, he is but he is determined to become the number one hero, just like the symbol of peace, All Might himself. And so he doesn't crouch down and, do all that stuff he does in canon. He didn't even ask his mother anything sad. He tries cheering up his mother to seem like he is not feeling down, which he is, but he is not taking that as face value, just like everyone in the world should do. And he goes throughout the year, studying and analyzing heroes and also training his body. Is similar to Batman or other superhero that doesn't have power. They did training, or let's say the training that All Might was going to give him, he already accomplished it and more. So because then, in order for him to become the Blue Lantern, he must instill hope in his surroundings. So we have to give Deku a little more cheerier and not crying personality. So he has to have that instill hope and have people follow him regardless of the situation. So yeah, that was just a little side note. So he trains every day. He still geeks out on heroes and still takes down notes. And one day he was at the school and the teacher entered saying the same stuff as in canon. He know everyone wants to be a hero here, so why do the test, and flings the paper up in the air. Instead of And Bakugo still does the same thing and say, don't worry, everyone here is a failure, blah, blah, blah. And Deku stands up and say, I am also going to UA and I'm going to be the greatest hero, even greater than All Might. And this causes everyone to still laugh in the class of Deku, because of course, he's a quirkless, not a loser though. They can't call him a quirkless loser. They actually says you're just a quirkless genius, because he is a genius as to he studied not only heroes but every student in an academy. That's an overstretch, but every student in his class, so he knows how to counter them. And Bakugo, well, let's say Bakugo had his few shares of one-on-one with Deku, and like I said, in this one, Deku instill hope in people. So we'll have Bakugo lose what every time he and Midoriya have their little scuffle. So yeah. So after school, he decided to take the same route he uses, because then he created you know a gym of his own in the same. You have to take underneath the alley stuff where the sludge villain is. He had to take that path to go and take another direction, and he'll find his training ground where he personally created and personally did all the stuff so he could improve on his speed, his evasion, and his attack, and all these sorts of stuff. So he's going there, and since he's been training, he has a heightened sense of awareness. Not like, it's like, sensory ability. So the sludge villain doesn't sneak. He tries sneaking up on him, but he evades the sludge villain's attack easily. Like, sludge villain hops, he turns and flings his bag at the sludge villain as he tries picking up a pipe and hitting the sludge villain. And this is the rookie mistake that he made, and he then still got caught. Remember, it's not the first time, it's about the second time then he got caught, because he tried attacking a sludge villain with a pipe, and that's a stupid idea. But it was in the heat of the moment, so he still had to be rescued by All Might. And All Might, seeing this, first he was about to, step in, but seeing the boy evade the sludge villain so elegantly, he stood back a few seconds, and when Deku got captured by the sludge villain, then he came in with Detroit Delaware, some kind of smash, blowing the sludge villains into a bunch of pieces and stuff. So he still saves Midoriya in this instance. He then gathers up the sludge villain, placed them in a Coca-Cola bottle. I don't know what bottle he put it in. Put the sludge villain in. I just said a Coca-Cola bottle. My bad. So I keep saying so a lot, huh? But anyway, so they proceeded on. All Might says that he must leave and stuff. And Deku still does the grabby feely things and grab onto All Might. And still reach on the bridge, still sees All Might's true form, and he focused on the ring on All Might's neck. Little backstory: All Might was a Blue Lantern before he got the injury, and he lost hope. He still lost. He's still in a state of misery, but he just saves people to save people, just to keep up the image of the number one hero. He doesn't really necessarily cares about being a hero, so the ring doesn't work for him no more. Not being a hero, because it's not basically a hero. He doesn't really wants to instill hope in to anyone, because he has no hope in himself, being in his weakened state as he is. And he stares at the ring, but then he proceeded to ask All Might if he could become a hero, even if he's quirkless. And All Might still tells him no. Why don't he become a police officer? And he tells Deku that he saw how he evaded the sludge villain. A few more years of training like this, and you'll be great. Um, Next thing, All Might knows that someone's been cleaning the beach, but he doesn't know who's been cleaning the beach. Like I said, he's been training and stuff, so he took all the garbage off the beach from a earlier age and keeps on cleaning it every time something's washed ashore, so the beach is clean and stuff. So he doesn't know, and he doesn't know it's Deku to be exact. So so a few moments later, they stopped talking. They went their separate ways, and All Might finally noticed that the Coca-Cola bottle containing the sludge villain is, missing. And again, he ran out of time, so he just kept walking, searching for it. But unbeknownst to him, the sludge villain already escaped and is now trying to absorb Bakugo and stuff. So him and a bunch of other villains sooner arrive to the scene where they see a young Midoriya rushing in to save the boy. And All Might still gets that moment where he, admires Deku and gets to push past his limits and stuff. But before he actually did this, the ring around his neck suddenly started glowing, and a flash of blue light appears, and what do you know? It then chose Deku as its new wheeler, and it says, as you, you or something like, how did that phrase go? You instill great hope to your surroundings. I shall wield you. I shall give you great power or something. But I'll look it up later. I did look it up, but I forget. I've been smoking. So Deku is the Blue Lantern, and as the sludge villain is noticing, um, Deku already surround Bakugo with a blue light, dragging him out of the sludge villain, while All Might came from behind with a Delahore smash or something, a New York smash, but he did the smash, and the sludge villain got obliterated it to the point that the weather changed. So they go, and Deku still saves Bakugo. Deku saves Bakugo this time, and All Might just finish off the sludge villain. And Bakugo kind of didn't say that he didn't owe what he named any Midora anything. He actually just didn't say anything because he knows of Bakugo's skills, but he didn't know about the weird blue light that he just admitted. So he doesn't actually worries about it at this moment. But a few minutes later, he still arrives like in canon, but he doesn't come with that stuff. He asks, "What was that blue light? What is your? Do you really have a quirk?" And was just playing and lying to us and stuff. And he's like, "No, I really don't have a quirk. This is Deku and stuff like that." He's like, "Well, see you at UA and stuff." So he acknowledges Deku's strength to be a fucking number one hero, and he is just fucking going to try to surpass Deku at this moment. He's not even focusing on All Might. He's focusing on Deku, seeing Deku is so strong and doesn't have a quirk. So Madara is making his way back home when suddenly All Might appears and still in his buff form and comes to Madara and says, asks Madara to hold up his arm. And he did, and All Might grabbed his arm and began to explain to Deku what this is. And Deku's like, really? And I have the power to instill hope. And he says, no. He's like, this ring gives the power to instill hope. That's what I meant. And All Might is like, no, you already have the power to instill hope. Haven't you been noticing? And true, he has a lot of people at school who admires and follows him, and you know, downright just respects him, and he never conscious of this. He's been doing it unconsciously, and he's been helping out a lot of people because of his dream to become the number one hero, but he wasn't really focusing on the aspect that he is doing being a great hero all along. He's just like, he was misguided, but the moment he rushed in to save Bakugo, his true alignment with hope, justice, and peace just triggered the ring to accept him as the wielder of the Blue Lantern power. Uh, so basically, if I'm getting it right, the Blue Lantern is way stronger than the Green Lantern because their power is the strength of will, while instilling hope is, to me, an even greater power. So whatever, I'm just gonna say the Blue Lanterns are stronger than the Green Lantern, and if I'm wrong, you could hit the comment section and tell me I'm wrong and explain why I'm wrong so I would not make this mistake again. So, he's this still goes as canon, and you know, All Might tells Deku that yes, you can become a hero and stuff like that. So, a few days later, Deku and All Might are walking and they reach the beach. And All Might is like, yo, there was this training I would like to give someone, but someone keeps coming and cleaning up the beach. And Deku's like, oh, that was me. And All Might's like, you've been cleaning the beach all these years. It's like, yes, it's part of my training to, strengthen up and, get more, try to increase my strength. And, this is a nice form, seeing that I don't want to, worry my mom and stuff. So this is a way for me to, buffen up and stuff. So I apologize if I did something wrong. He's like, no, young boy. And All Might then tells Deku, no homo, I'm saying it before anything, to take off his shirt. And Deku does this, and All Might looks at him and sees the nigga be rippest young nigga I've ever seen. Or, he didn't say it like that, but I'm black, so I'm gonna fucking be dramatic about it and put a lot of nigga scene in here. But anyway, so he tells Midoriya he's buffed. He looks like he can even handle the all one for all, or all for one quirk. And Deku's like, how can I handle what's an all for all? E one for all quirk. He's like, oh, my quirk can be passed on, young Midoriya. He's like, and I see you as the greatest candidate. And since Deku's been training ever since he was told that he didn't have a quirk, and he still insists on being a hero. His body is well developed, actually, that he could actually fucking use the take, have the piece of hair one like right now, if I'm saying it correctly, and he does, or might does pass on one for all to him, and instead of training up his body, because then he already did this by himself, he they've then focused on the power of the ring, how to manifest it, and how to alternate between all for one and the power of the Blue Lantern ring. And they go on to this for like 10 months for till the entrance exam, and Deku can use 10% of one for all. I'm going to have him be able to use 10% of one for all, which is pretty massive, if I could say so, because fucking you see what he could do with his fingers and stuff. So using 10% of one for all is quite great. So throughout the 10 months, he is able to use 10% of one for all, and he can also alternate between Blue Lantern and One for All, and he's now trying to combine the two of them, and which will be strenuous, because uh, is it gonna be? Yeah, I'm gonna say it's gonna be strenuous for them and stuff. So he enters UA, and the test for them to check out their attitude or their stuff like that happens, and as the bell rang or the gunshot, Deku flew past all of them using 10% of one for all in speed, and he just burst through, flying through everywhere, and Bakugo is there, that other guy with the icy hot, and they all try keep following him. So Deku is first, Bakugo is second, and icy hot is third. So Deku goes on to destroy a lot of robots. Oh, mind you me, he still met Uraraka in the beginning, and instead of him being saved by Uraraka, Uraraka was saved by him. Like he carried her, he caught her like a princess, and he's like held her there, and he told her to her face, she's like, "You're like really cute." And stuff, and she started blushing and stuff. So anyway, so we get into it, and they're Deku is destroying robots, Midoriya is Bakugo is destroying robots. Everyone's basically destroying robots, with Midoriya having more robot kills than majority of them due to his speed and strength and overall, because then I think One for All just actually increases the power he has and stuff. So, time is going, and the teachers finally releases the zero pointer, with Uraraka still being trapped underneath and forcing Deku to go a little bit over 10%. In fact, unconsciously using both the Blue Lantern and One for All in tandem, and he not only blew away the zero pointer, he also made a mini black hole. I'm saying the Blue Lantern ring can do that, so I don't know basically how much abilities the Blue Lantern has. So I'm just gonna say he can create black holes. Anyway, again, you could just go in the comments, tell me that it's wrong, and tell me why it's wrong. But at this moment, I'm an amateur playing around with the lanterns. Ew, that's so nasty. So he then does this, and he falls. Yes, he broke his leg still yet, and he broke his arm still yet. But while he's falling, the blue lantern covered, the blue light was covering around him, and Uraraka could see the light and still slaps Midoriya in the face, and they went to the nurse's office. Deku got healed up, placed in the room to rest up and stuff. And what is going to be different here, when he awoke, Uraraka is sitting next to him, and he's like, she's sleeping, and he went closer to her, and he whispered, like, you're even cuter when you're sleeping, or something like that. And She woke up with some drool on her face and stuff like that. And he's like, "Oh no, no, no." She wipes her face, blushing, and she's like, "Can you repeat what you just said?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure. You're even cuter when you're sleeping." And this is where we're going to be ending this off. This is Kevin Carnage. Check out the link in the description. Like and subscribe.
And now you better back down, 'cause I'm coming for you. 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 I'm sick of always living in the past. I'm sick of feeling like I just keep chasing, but that'll never be that fast. Just leave me alone, I'll do it on my own.